Hi everybody, welcome to the healing room. I'm Els and today I'm going to show you how to use a pendulum so you can talk with your body. Woo-hoo! Now, in the energy healing sessions that I do, they're called body inquiry, I ask the body of the client questions and I pick up the signals with a pendulum. Now this is something that you can do at home as well, and it's a really cool and fun and actually pretty simple thing to learn, and you'll get a much better understanding of what your body needs. So part 1, choosing your pendulum. A pendulum is actually nothing more than a weight on a little string. The string is about 6 inches long. So it could be anything. It could even be like a little string of rope with a ring tied up to it. Or it could be one of the pendulums that you can get either online or in like your favorite metaphysical supply store. There's beautiful pendulums with crystals on them. For example, this rose quartz, or this Shiva Lingam pendulum that I have. But I personally prefer working with my metal one because I tend to break all of the beautiful crystal ones that I have. So when you first get your pendulum, it's wise to just give it a little smudge with some sage and to clear anybody else's energies from it. I like to really keep my pendulum as my own, and so I don't share it with anybody else. It's really like my personal instrument that, has my energy on it. Then there's the question about how do you hold your pendulum. Some people like to hold the pendulum like this, and it can swing back and forth. I personally prefer to have the string a little bit shorter, so that the movements are made quicker. There's different ways. It's just finding out for yourself to see what works best for you. Now it's time for you to program your pendulum. And how do you do this? The easiest way to program your pendulum is to make a little graph and saying, swinging back and forth, like nodding my head, is a yes, and swinging from side to side, like shaking my head, is a no. So basically what you can do is just swing, basically consciously swing your pendulum and program it. Say to the pendulum in your mind, I want you to swing this way when the answer is a yes, and I want you to swing this way when the answer is a no. And so after programming your pendulum, you can ask the pendulum, okay, give me a yes, and it will swing back and forth. Give me a no, and it will swing side by side. It might take some time if you're a starting pendulum user for this to happen. It's really, really, really just practice. So don't get frustrated, just have fun with it, really. Now the next step is connecting with your body consciousness. So the way I like to think of it is basically the pendulum is an extension of your subconscious. And with your subconscious, there's a lot of different energies that you can connect to. You want to make sure that you're connecting with the body consciousness energy. And so before you start any body inquiry, like DIY session, I always like to really state the intention to connect with my body consciousness. And so I ask the pendulum, connect with my body consciousness and give me a yes when it's done. And the pendulum will show me. What I then like to do is to ask a few calibration questions. In this particular way, it could be, am I wearing a red shirt? Yes. Is my name Els? Yes. Is snow red? No. By asking these questions, you actually calibrate the pendulum to your body consciousness, so you get the correct answers. And if you practice this regularly, you actually build up a beautiful relationship of trust with your body. So now it is time to really ask the body questions that you don't know the answer to. Make sure when you ask the body questions that they're always closed questions. This means that the answer can either be a yes or a no. And make sure that you only ask one question at a time. Because otherwise the answers might get confusing and the body does not know how to respond. Another thing that's super important when asking the body questions is to really have a detachment of what the answer could be. Sometimes you want your body to answer a certain way, and within you wanting this, that can actually mess up the answers. So make sure that you're open to whatever answer comes up. So what kind of questions can you ask your body? All kinds of questions. But especially starting this practice, I love to ask my body about foods. So testing food, how does that work? As you can see here, I have a few food items, and we can start with the beer. So what I can do is I can ask, okay, I want to get in touch with my body consciousness. Can you give me a yes when that is so? Okay. So body, do you see this beer right here? Yes. Is that good for me right now? Body's indicating no. Okay, thank you. Let me try the same with this beautiful organic tomato from our garden. Let's see. So, okay. I want to get into touch with my body. Just give me a yes if that is so. Yeah. So body, do you see this tomato right here? Yes. Is that good for me right now? Body saying yes. And an egg. This is a raw egg, so we'll see. I'm curious what the body will tell. Let's see. Okay. I want to be in touch with my body consciousness. Just give me a yes when it is so. Beautiful. So body, do you see this egg right here? Yes. Is that good for me right now? Body saying, don't eat a raw egg. So this is how you test foods. And you can do this with foods in your fridge. You can do this in the supermarket. I mean, you might think that people will look at you like you're crazy, but it's actually giving you a lot of valuable information. So I whenever I'm doubting like what brand to choose or which apple in the pile to choose, I just whip out my pendulum and I'll just ask my body. So these are the basics on using your pendulum to talk with your body. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to know more about the healing sessions that I do, just check out www.elsenzo.com. And if you have any questions or remarks, please put them down here in the comments. Bye!